Alexandra Garcia Toledo.
Yes, this is my complete name.
Thank you so much for being on the show with me today.
Thank you.
Maybe we can start a bit. How long have you been traveling to congresses for?
My professional life is a little short because I start to travel in 2022 around to little events and schools. And I start with especially Cuban festivals. And after, through the social media, Instagram, I grew up. I think that my way started when I was a little child, around 16 years old. I started in Salsa, LA style, the Johnny Vasquez style. And before I was a gymnastic rhythmic from 6 years old to 10 years old. And I think that my destiny, I'm not really sure about the destiny, but I think that yes, it's in this way, artistic way, yes.
The way that you're going now?
Yes. I really love the music. The Cuban music, to me, it's special. It's the way they compose the music, the dynamics, the language, the guaguancó, the rumba language. Mm-hmm. I really love this way to mix both language, and I try to navigate through the music. Yes.
You really appreciate like the roots and the culture that are maybe a little bit more evident in the Cuban music, where they fuse with the Afro-Cuban.
I don't know for what reason, but I feel more connected a little bit with the music that give me the opportunity to go a little bit to down on my body, mm-hmm. and to the roots. I don't know. I can't explain exactly why, but to me it feels like more connected with myself.
Yes.
It's for this reason that I think 100% I choose Cuban music to my work, because I start with my concept was expression and style through Cuban music, because I really love, and now I'm navigate.
To me, what stands out most is you are really a new generation dancer, mm-hmm. as a new energy also in the scene. You really came up, well, from your solo work, not mm-hmm. dancing with a partner. Whereas back in the days, the followers would more be present in the frame mm-hmm. of the leaders. No. And now we see some winds of change where also the many lady styling classes, mm-hmm. the demand for female leadership, it's shows. Is that something that you think about a lot?
Yes, I'm really feel grateful, because I know that two things. I had the social media part, because I know that it's really important. And I start in one period in our lives that was really crazy, was the COVID. Mm-hmm. And I think that it was a good opportunity, because all the people was with the phone all day, mm-hmm. and we are looking social media. We are on the first time. I want that the people see me like a professional, because my first videos was like an amateur dancer, because I really enjoy. But when I was be clear about the way, I think that I'm really, really I blessed, because I had on the right moment, on the right way, because I know that normally the women don't have the opportunity it's not the normal thing to make a space inside the industry without a man, or dancing with a couple, and after you decide to do your own way alone. I really don't know what happens, but I think that it was because we was in COVID, and the solo was just the one opportunity to can dance, to can practice, mm-hmm. because we can mix, we can dance together. And I think that I take the opportunity to can expose myself or put myself in the social media. And I think that I have something to can show to the people, because I really want to express and want to dance. And I use the music and the dance to say maybe new things. I don't know. I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. But I think that this is my purpose, I think.
Yes.
Yes.
I think it's so interesting because the first episode of this podcast, I recorded it with Maria from Greece. And she also told me that she thinks that through COVID, that it was an essential part of her growth journey because it wasn't a time when, as you said, the solo classes, people were learning from home. It offered her a platform to show her work and for people to stay engaged with the music. It was, of course, a very bad period of time for society, but in certain ways it also brought about changes that I think are positive that we still live through today.
If you can take the good part, you have time, and I think that it's interesting too that for the ladies and for the women, they want to dance just for can express or be or feeling free in a class. It's not my concept. Sometimes it's not just to learn things to can apply on the social, for example. Sometimes I create something and I want to share. And at the beginning, I was the concept that, for example, if you go to a heels class, you don't need to learn something to after practice with other people. It's just for yourself.
Just for you.
It's a space for yourself. And at the beginning was my idea. Now I can maintain, but sometimes I teach more technical or other things, but this is like the concept around, yes.
This is a very natural bridge, and what was going to be my next question is, what is your brand? As you said, your proposal, it is sort of this empowerment of the woman to express themselves just for their own sake, not for what they have to do in a social.
For example, yes, I think that if you have the opportunity to express and explore where do you feel comfortable, where you can translate or you can move this idea from yourself to the social. Because on the social, of course, you need to, I think that it's important, of course, the social, the partner work, because of course, this is a social world and it's a couple world, because if it's salsa is a couple dance at the beginning and the roots, the origin, of course, and without this, maybe I can't be here, of course. But I think that it's interesting, of course, know the language in couples, but can translate and put your expression on the social and can enjoy with the couple. It's not just about the technica and the couple work. It's about your own way to dance and can share, because it's like a conversation at all time. Dance on the social. So I think that it's important, be comfortable and be confident and feeling confident to can be confident too when you are on the dance floor with a couple.
Yeah.
Yes.
And is this value proposal really for you aimed at women? Is it something more around feminine energy, or how do you see this?
This is interesting because what is feminine energy? This is this is a big question. To me, feminine energy, it's the opportunity to can navigate through, for example, the sweet part, the savage part, the strong part, because I think that it's important to can enjoy our femininity, understanding that our sweet and protecting part, we don't need to be all time in activate position to defend from the others, okay? I talk about to this on the dance floor, but I think that it's important to understand that femininity is not always be pretty, be soft, be sexy, because sometimes you can be feminine and you can be rash, you can be dirty in your movements. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to look soft and beautiful all time. I really appreciate and I really feel comfortable with this way. But sometimes, for example, I all time inspired by flamenco dancers and women, because the language, it's not always beautiful. On the like bad movements or not super beautiful and soft movement, I can find beauty, okay? Because they express in a strong way and in a popular way, and it's not soft all time. And I think that it's important, can be soft, but can be savage, can be strong.
Yeah.
But in other way, it's interesting what happens when we don't feel comfortable with the soft part in our feminine energy, because we move to the other area And all time we try to be in a strong way to dance. And it's like the people calls masculine energy. I'm not sure about these concepts, but I think that the feminine energy is can choose through a strong way and soft way to dance and be beautiful one time, and the other one you can dance and you don't need to be beautiful and perfect all time.
This is an interesting topic to me because often I can wonder what femininity means in society outside of existing for the sake of the male perspective.
Okay, yes.
Because this is often how femininity in society is portrayed. The things you said, I think it ties in because you said it's not always being sexy or looking good, but these are often things that are there for the pleasing of the male perspective. Whereas how do you explore femininity for the sake of femininity itself?
Last night I was thinking about the topics that you proposed me. And I was thinking what happens if the social, for example, if I don't know, 50% of the ladies decide to practice like a leader and you go to the social and you don't see men's on the social. You want to dance or you want to dance because on the social dance, inside the social, you navigate with the flirting, not flirting like activate flirting, but
interaction.
Interaction, yes. I think that can be interesting that if we like women can be the opportunity just dance with other women, what happened? I'm not sure that if we like to dance the interaction, the social interaction, the social dance interaction, or we are doing like from a point to can take the
attention. The male validation.
Maybe yes, because I think that this is something we have like a base, like within conscience, I think. And I was thinking about it last night. So I don't know. This is a question for you.
Maybe to see if I get it correctly, to phrase it in another way. Imagine a woman feels no desire for any male validation. Would she still be interested in the world of salsa, or would she rather navigate towards a place where she just dance solo?
Wow, I will be try to be right in this question because I know that myself I have a super feminine image. I'm really conscious about it, and I'm sure that if I decide dress in other way or dance in other way, maybe I don't have a lot of work because I don't look feminine like the industry said you need to be feminine. But I can notice, I can see this one, for example, when I don't want to have the attention of the men's, I dress in other way. And I feel super free, and I dress like oversized, and it's like, okay. But when I change, I have the tension. And it's interesting.
Do you feel like, for example, when you are working or when you are in this industry or when you're at congresses, do you dress differently than you would if you had a full free choice? If you could just dress and look the way you would want to, regardless of like what maybe other women or men or organizers think, would you dress very differently?
You think if I have I choose the way to dress in a free way?
Yeah.
I think that really not. I have reference and we have reference, and I really feel sexy with this one, for example, and I like to feel sexy.
Yeah.
And I think that it's no bad to feel sexy.
Yeah.
But it's interesting if we are doing because I feel sexy and I feel empowered by myself, or if because I want the attention. For example, in my case, because I teach just for the women's, I feel like super free. It's because I think, for example, I can compare with the twerk industry, for example. The ladies dress in a sexy way, but they dance in a room full of ladies and they feel free.
Yeah.
Because I think that it's difficult separate the instinct or these constructions about the woman, and I think that this difficult in some cases to see a woman just dancing without like all the things around the sexy part, the sexual part. I think that sometimes it's difficult. I don't know how we can fix this, but
I think this is a super interesting topic because this is something I think that many men, most men really don't understand. And it is around what you say here. It's around women going to twerk classes, posting videos of themselves, shaking their ass online, and being allowed to be more sexual in a society that used to be more conservative, where they were limited in their power. Or, for example, if you see like Pussy Riot or other feminist movements where they go out in the street, show their boobs, different ways to show feminism and sort of take that power back to them. They say basically, we have been objectified in a patriarchal world and we have been asked to behave according to how men have wanted for so many decades. And now we are taking that power back to ourselves. And many men see that and say, well, it just still looks like you're twerking and you're shaking your ass for me.
The thing is, I think that the base is sometimes not all men's, but in general, because the system or the construction of our society, I think that sometimes the men think that all that we are doing is for they. And I think that we, like women, we have a construction to be validated by men.
Yeah.
I think this is a really deep question because it's really difficult because you can do it with conscience, but your deep part can do it without conscience, but can do it to be validated by men. But I think that the women, we need to do the things apart the men's, not to find some validate or attention. I think that it's really difficult because we are like women and men. We have constructions, and we have like roles, and it's really difficult to can move and change. I think yes, I think that our work can do our things without the men's validation. I think,
and I think especially around this topic, it's very interesting because salsa, if you look at the base of what it is, if you take it from the roots where it came from, it always came from partner dance.
Yes.
And if it was not partner dance, it was male-dominated movements, like, for example, the rumba. If you look, originally it was like the workers in Cuba in the port that were doing heavy labor. There were also women dancing with, for example, rumba Colombia, you know?
Yes.
It's like, it was something that was male-dominated. And the street dancing was also around flirtation. So it was always about the male and the female interacting. Of course, it's also not a one-way street, right? It's the women are not there only for the male validation. I mean, the men are also there for the female validation. That's why they have the Columbia and showing their strength and stuff. So in a way, salsa dance is deeply rooted in this interaction of female and male energies that in the lens also of where it came from, often came from what you could call a patriarchal structure, because the men are leading in the dance. Originally, it's the men that tell the woman what to do, which in a way is also an analogy for how many people thought in society it should be. The man should be a leader and the woman should be following.
Yes.
Is that dynamic? Is that just also part of what male and female energy should be? Or is that something that will change with culture and time? I'm asking a deep question now, right?
I know that. I will try to think in English.
Yeah.
This question I really talk with friends, with women friends, and it's really interesting thing because I think that the base and the system where we live, it's heterosexual system, and we can see this power part in all areas in our lives. So it's really difficult in our industry that support by the base to dance in couples, and the couples understand biologically men and women. So I think that it's a natural thing in one way, but how we can do it that the role don't do the power part and the follower part, because sometimes it's an industry or in general that or where the men have the big position and the ladies are just like followers in all the areas.
Yeah.
You have the question, and I'm not sure that I have the answer because I think that when we talk about the dance word in a Latin dance word, we talk about a reflection of our word and our nature in one way. And I think that it's really difficult to change like the nature. And I think that one question is important. I talk these things sometimes with my boyfriend, and we have some interesting conversations because I think that in some point, the masculinity, it's not a bad thing. Masculinity, if you work and if you put your masculinity in a right way, you will be a gentleman. You don't need to have your ego higher. You can work on the same level with your couple, with your with your couple on the same level. But I think that it's interesting, like men's work on your autoestima in English. I don't know the confidence.
Yeah.
Yes.
Self-worth.
Yes. I think that sometimes it's interesting go deeply why the men have some actions or some, I don't know in English, como like comportamientos.
Yeah,
Behaviors. I think that it's interesting in one hand, be deeply in this way. And on the other, like women's reflection, how we can change our part. Because we normally be soft. Yeah. We don't put limits. We say yes all time. And I think that it's interesting when you found and when you be together with a man that have good masculinity. You can see that he don't need to fight with you. It's not a fight. It's just, okay, I have my place. You have your place. We are on the same level, and the relationship can be horizontal, not in this way.
Yes.
But I think that it's a really hard work because we need to come back. We need to come to our families, our system. And I think that it's really hard question and it's a really hard work because we need to make ourselves a lot of questions and reflections.
Yeah. It sounds like what you're saying is it's okay to have feminine energy, male energy. That's not something, it's not like, oh, we should be the same. It's not man and woman should be, it's okay to have this energy. But in the end, it's all about an emotional maturity. And it's about the worth that you place on each other and the mutual respect. And that is hopefully also what you can achieve in the world of salsa. It's not that we want women to not dress like in beautiful dresses and heels to the social and men to try to look confident in their leading. That's maybe not something that's wrong. It's just the respect you have for each other.
Yes.
Do you value your female artists the same as your male artists? Do you dance when you're in the social? Do you take care of your follow to not just try to show off and risk injury for her?
Yes, I think it's more the actions. It's not just, for example, the way that our self dress, because you can dress sexy, and for this reason you don't need to feel with the men's with all the attention for you. This is not the point. I think that it's see to the other on the same level and like an equal. And I think this is one of the most important points because sometimes I think that for a lot of reason, I don't know why, but the men see the woman's like in a lower position. And I think that the relation is not horizontal, it's in different levels.
Vertical,
yes. Yes.
What would you like to see as the changes in the industry? In the years that you've been to events, the Cuban crossbody scene, are there certain things that you see that you wish would change around this topic?
You say that if I have or I see things that we can change?
Yeah, or that if in your ideal world, would socials look different, or the way we organize events, or the artists we invite?
I think that, for example, I have a reflection about one thing. And, for example, I remember that a conversation that I had with a friend. And in some case, we was talking that the opportunity to like women's can leader the dance floor. And it was interesting because a lot of women was talking about that. Okay, I have a leader. I'm a leader on my life. I don't really want to be a leader of the dance floor. I just go to the dance floor to be relaxed, to can recite the signals of my leader and to be free. And I think, for example, we can talk about feminine energy, but don't mean that we are like a tree.
Yeah.
Without do anything, without opinion, without curiosity, because we are active. Of course, we are humans too. But I think that we can play, and where we use one things and the others. I think that feminine energy is the intelligence to can play with the roles in one time or in the other. And for example, one topic thing is, for example, when you can see the couple class and you see the man, it's just with a microphone. I think that it's important that both parts can take details, because on the beginnings, it's just that, okay, I lead, I have the info and you follow me. But I think to can be in an equal level of humanity, we need to have the opportunity to talk with the ladies and to have tools and to give tools. Because if you have autonomy on your dance, you can work better in your couple way in case you work in couple. And for the moment, I can recognize, and I don't think in other things about these male and female roles on the events. But I think that the most important thing is to can be and to can see the women in the same level and equals. Like we are equals. You are a man, I'm a woman, but it's not a relationship with different levels.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of the most important thing and one of the most difficult too. Yes.
And in this framework, would you also encourage more women to learn how to lead in dance? Or you think it's not important?
I think that it's important, because I think that it's fun to have the opportunity to, for example, in general, in a congress, we are a lot of women and we have less men. Then if you can lead, you have the opportunity to can be a follower or can be a leader. And I think that this is beautiful, because when I dance with a woman, like a leader, the feeling it's different, because I think that we are like friends and we are talking about the same thing. With the men's, I can feel sometimes, but not all the time. And I don't have the experience to dance with a lot of women like leaders. But I think sometimes the men's relationship with you, like I'm here and you are here, and you need to understand what happens and you need to understand. And this is not a conversation in an equal level. It's a conversation where you have all time the high voice, and I need to be here, relax, listening you, but I don't have the opportunity to respond to you. So I can feel difference, but of course, for example, last night I had really beautiful dances, and I think that we are on the same level. And I think that, of course, I impulse and I talk with the women that is super interesting can lead, because we can share. And normally you have more opportunities to dance on the night if you have the leader part and the follower part. So, of course, I think that this is interesting. If you have more tools, you have more opportunities, I think.
Of course.
Yes.
And do you ever see yourself teaching also with a partner?
The question. I never say never, but I think that my brand and the things that I want to say to the people, it's not my destiny or my purpose inside this industry. But I never say never, but I really enjoy to dance alone, because I can create free and I don't need to talk and to put in commune in a point, or because relationships are difficult, of course. So to me, work relation, it's a personal relation, of course. So I never say never, but it's not my intention really.
Yeah.
And when I start, I just think, okay, I have the power and I feel confidence to can teach and to can bring to other women's myself and my view to this world. And I think I feel comfortable and I feel like in a power space and actions when I dance alone. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's great. What is something you would say to women that just started to get into the scene? What would be like important things you would want them to be aware of?
Mm-hmm. It's important things. I think don't say yes all time because of course when we start we need to have the opportunities that the people can know us, but put your limits. It's interesting, not because you are starting you need to say yes to all the proposals. And if you feel confident about your work and you feel that you have something to say, it's interesting that you can put in value to all the people can value your work. And I think that it's interesting can test and be wrong. Mm-hmm. It's part of the way. And don't be afraid to believe in what you want to transmit to the others. Mm-hmm. And be confident. Of course, it's interesting to have tools, to have technica, but it's important to have your own thing to say to the others. And I think that today we have more opportunities, for example, than 10 years old. In my case, is an example because I start alone and I'm here. And in other interviews, something asked me similar question and I'm not feel comfortable when I say, okay, if you want, you can do it because it's like a brand message. You need to work and not always is about the work. This is important, but we are in a point in our lives that we put the focus in work. And I think it's better intelligent work and stop a little bit and take your time and see what happens and in which way I'm working. Mm-hmm. Because if you are looking just this part, you lost like the perspective. So it's interesting. Of course, you need to work because if you are talented, you need to work and you need to have a discipline and a lot of things. But it's interesting, be step by step, because I think that we are in an era in all the ways, run and be productive. And I understand because the work it's crazy, so to be productive. But it's interesting, can do the work, but in a soft way and in a slow way. We don't need to run. We don't need to be what is successful. So it's important to ask me what is successful for me. Because, for example, I don't have the idea to have all my weekends full of work. I prefer to have 1 month or 2 without work, at home, relax. We don't need to be productive all the time. And I really feel that if you can stop, after you feel in love again with your work, you feel creative more. If you can stop, it's really difficult. Be creative, be ready to the work all the time.
Yeah.
I think.
Unfortunately, it's also an industry where we know very well it doesn't always pay a lot. So for a lot of artists, of course, there's also not really much of a choice. They have to work every week, whether it's in their local classes or traveling to events.
Yes.
I would say for most artists, traveling to events is not very profitable, but at least teaching in their schools or maybe online or private classes. So it's not always easy to just say like, oh, I'm going to take a month off, you know?
Yes. I think that, for example, in my case, I'm mixing the regular classes with the travels. And now in this point, I'm not sure if I want more of regular classes or if I want more travels.
Yeah.
I'm in this point to check what happens, how I feel, and I decide where I want to go on maybe the next 5 years, for example, maybe the next 2 or 3 years, because I'm checking myself what happens.
What's your favorite thing about traveling?
My favorite thing is to share with the people how I understand the art, the music, and the dance, and to share with the people because I really love the social. I start like a individual dancer and I learn after the social language. But I really enjoy share with the people and know people from the other part and conversation and can share opinions. And I think that this is why I travel. And because I think that it's a beautiful opportunity to the people in a very far part in the world can know how you feel the dance, how you feel the music, and how you have and what you have to can say. I think that this is the reason because I'm a curiosity person. I have curiosity, so it's interesting to me. Can share with the people. I think that this is one of my I don't know the word in English, but my destiny. I think this is one of the things that I'm here to share with the people.
Great.
Yes.
What's your least favorite thing about traveling?
Okay. Of course, the travel. I mean, from I go out from my home, going to the airport, lose the baggage.
Lose the baggage.
Lose the baggage. Yes. This is the worst thing. I always think if I can travel from my home through telepathy,
Boom, teleportation.
yes, this is beautiful. The worst thing, of course, is to me like a home person because I can talk myself about a home person. The sleep part, the eat part,
The food.
the food part, because to me it's important and it's really difficult. Like a dancer that who travel, have a good routine through the week and after each weekend go outside and try to sleep because I'm a sleep person, really. I don't understand how, for example, the people can sleep just 3 hours and be fresh to the class. No. To me, it's impossible. I need around 6 hours
At least.
to can be person, to can teach, and to have be and feel fresh to be here with the people. Because if not, I'm a zombie, really.
Yeah,
This is
also
the hard
sometimes
part.
when there's little sleep, when the food is not great, when you're spending so much time traveling and you're like, wow, what are we doing? But then the moment I sit on a Saturday night and I watch all the shows on stage, I like, wow.
Yes.
Like, wow.
What the people never see. Because the people never see the artist, the character. I'm talking about the character all the time because, of course, we are artists. And this part, it's part of our person. It's not a separate part. We are artists. But, of course, we are characters because we are humans. We feel tired. We feel sick. We are women and we have our period. We don't sleep. It's really hard.
Yeah.
And the people just, not always, but don't have conscience about all the things that happen to come to an event, from your go out to your home, travel, don't sleep, eat regular, feel tired. You need to go to the stage and be your best.
The people only see the shiny costumes on the stage.
Yes.
That's why this podcast is called Behind the Shines.
Yes. This is the perfect name. Yes. I really like it.
Roll credits.
Yes.
Well, I love this conversation of today. We could really do a deep dive into feminine energy around your message. And this is a big change I think we've been seeing in this industry over the last years. And you're one of the faces of it. I'm very happy you could be here to share your opinions on this.
Thank you so much.
One last question I like to ask my guests is, what is it that you're looking forward to in the next couple months?
Wow. I will feel blessed if I have the health to have the time to give in more language and art. And I feel now I was in a period where I feel like out in my creativity, but after the pause, 1.5 months without travel, just at home, go with my family, to my island, I feel relaxed. And I think that if I can maintain my level, it's more important than that going up. I mean, for example, last year I was traveling a lot and I had a reflection and I prefer to traveling a little less, but can have a big and a long career. And for this reason, I care myself. I try to care myself with my sleep part, with my food, with my relations. So I think that I will feel comfortable and I will feel blessed if I can maintain the same balance between my artist part and my person part. Because sometimes I think for the artist it's a really hard, because when we travel, we are like we live in a little bubble inside the events. And for this reason, I was reflection about mixing with the people. When, for example, I go with a social, I go and I try to start to dance with the people and to feel one more, because we are humans and I'm the teacher, I have my show, I'm the artist on the event. But to me, it feels supernatural and I feel comfortable when I can share with the people like a normal person, not to be and maintain all time the character way, because this is really tired.
Yeah.
I just like to share with the people and that the people can see me, for example, without makeup, normal, relaxed, because if not, I think that it's really tired. If I need to maintain all time the character part, I think that to me will be difficult be with a long life in this industry. Yeah. I think that I'm a simple person. I think that I'm happy with little things. I don't need too much. So I will feel blessed if I have the opportunity to continue travel, continue share, and from a place to feel, to celebrate how we are doing. This is a brand, but I really remember that one woman that I meet on the past, and she say, okay, we need to celebrate what we are doing because it's beautiful. Dance is beautiful, share is beautiful, be here is beautiful. So I think this is a beautiful way to think and to understand what we are doing.
Oh, that's a great place to wrap it up.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much.
This is the Sunday night, Sunday afternoon at the On2 Salsa Congress in Genoa, Italy. Amazing lineup at this event.
Yes,
Great workshops.
it's amazing,
like
amazing.
Yours. Socials are very nice.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
So thank you for being with me here at this event.
Muchas gracias.
And I see you on the dance floor.
See you on the dance floor.
Yes.
Bye.
Thank you.